Well, we are continuing our theme of 1971 today, I guess. Hi guys, welcome to Leave Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. Bang, bang, bang. I know I am. And we are back with Chicago. Chicago 3, actually. I don't think we've ever touched this album, surprisingly. Courtesy of our patron, Maureen. As always, Maureen, thank you for your support. I truly appreciate you. So this, kind of complicated. This is a part of a suite, basically, at the end of the album. She requested The Approaching Storm, which is an instrumental by Pancal. He wrote it. It's part of this whole thing called Elegy. I was going to do, like, she had said originally that there was 3 songs, and I was just going to do them. But then I looked, and it's 5 songs. I was like, So I'm going to do Approaching Storm, and then the last one on the album, which is right after it, which is Man vs. Man, The End. It's only like a minute and a half long anyway. But I don't know if that's an instrumental as well. But if I get enough engagement on this video, maybe I can swing doing a whole suite from this album, because I know there's a couple other ones. Because this was their second, what did they say? This was their 3rd consecutive double album in less than 2 years. Jesus Christ, relax, Terry. That's crazy. But it's not just Terry. I mean, everyone in this band can write and do whatever, man. Like, insane talent. I'll link my Chicago playlist up there. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment with another Chicago track to do, or tell me what your favorite Chicago track is. Don't mind. I don't care. Just leave something. It helps. All right. The Approaching Storm, Chicago. 3, 2, 1, go. Andy is so damn good, bro. Okay, Peter, damn. Everyone's going off. Oh my god. Got a great groove. Terry and Jimmy sound so alike sometimes. Hendrix, that is. Like the house is on fire. Or the studio, that is. The end, literally. Holy shit. Danny, bro. Jesus Christ. Well, that's how you end an album. That was the most climactic sounding I've ever heard Chicago. And I've listened to a lot of Chicago 1, Chicago 2. That was, I don't know if someone produced this, like it was a different producer than the other two. Because the mix is a little different, it seemed like, than it was on the first two albums. Terry's guitar is buried at points, but then in others it's not. I guess those sections, they're really focusing on the horns, and the horns are very overpowering in the mix, so I can understand why it would sound a little muted. But he was pulling off some Hendrix in this, and I know the quote, how's it feel, being the best guitarist in the world? And Jimmy said, ask Terry. They have such a similar play style too. It's interesting how similar yet different they are at points, but if there was a comparison to Jimmy, I think Terry would be the closest one. and he plays, like I said, with such a sense of urgency. The whole band does. It feels like the studio is about to, like, I don't know, fall apart or something, because they're just playing like their lives depend on it. That horn section, oh my god, pulling double duty in this, it felt like. They had every brass instrument in this basically except a tuba, unless that was a tuba at the end and not a trombone I was hearing. My ears, I guess, aren't as trained as I thought they were if it was. But still, it's they are the most unique blend of instruments that makes whatever this would be. This is rock music, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anywhere close to your typical arrangement for, you know, the quote unquote rock, you know what I'm saying? And they're more than that, obviously, too. But I guess that, like, that's the label that it falls under. Like, what label would you put Chicago under? It's not jazz, it's not really rock, it's, you know what I'm saying? They're very unique. Them and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, you know, the whole Great Horn Scare of 1970, or whatever our commentator Hartlore always says. And it seems like it almost took over there for a minute. Everyone started using horns. But it unfortunately, it doesn't pair as well as you'd think with, I guess, typical rock instruments. Like, obviously you can make it work, like they do, but it's not as easy as you'd think, because the brass is just so freaking loud, and you have to balance out everything else too. It's a producer's nightmare, or a dream if you're into, I guess, hard tasks. But they have a very solid mix, and they kind of flip flop back and forth with Terry's guitar being louder and then muted at points. But obviously Pankow did great here too. Peter was doing great. The whole band, especially from the, I don't know, I wouldn't even say the 2-minute mark on, because they came in full force, but it's because this is part of like a suite, you know what I'm saying? And this is, I guess, that was part 4 and part 5 of it, so that's why we kind of hopped into it, and they were right in there. So that's probably the climax of the whole album. That's how we do it around here. We do the last 2 songs of the album. But I guess now I can go back and listen to the other songs. So I'll read this. Peter on bass, Terry Kath on guitars, Robert Lamb on keyboards, Lee Lonane, hopefully that's how you say it, on trumpet, James Pankow on trombone, Walter P on sax, and Danny Seraphine on drums. Oh my god, Danny was going off there at the end, bro. That was so freaking good. What a way to end it too. As I didn't want to only do 3. It's so weird. Like, I don't know why my brain works that way. I was like, do 3 at least. I was like, but then you're not doing the whole thing. Why don't you just do the whole thing at that point? So I kind of had to boil it down to 2 songs, so I did the last 2. Whatever. I kind of got the picture. Maybe I'll go back and do the whole thing now. Thank you, Maureen. Like, that was really good. Chicago always makes my day brighter. It's like I said, it's not your typical setup, but they just make it work so well. It doesn't matter what label it falls under. It's just so good. And it gets your brain juices flowing. Like, they let your imagination fill in the gaps very well, especially with no vocals. I think the instrumental really helps with that. But honestly, the hero of this was the horn section in general. I mean, good God. Just a screech of that trumpet. The sax sounded so good. The trombone was a great addition there at the end. Very boisterous, and I don't know what the other word would be for it. But there's a lot of energy in this piece. I can only imagine what the whole, suite sounds like. But this was a great taste of it. And if you guys think I should do the rest of it, let me know in a comment, and I'll make sure to do it somewhere down the line. You guys know Chicago ain't going nowhere. I love them. And it's crazy they released so much goddamn material in such a short amount of time. It's almost like they all had it just, ready to go. We have 3 double albums to start our career with. Like, who else can say that? Only Chicago, man. But for all I know, there is someone who did that, but I'm guessing there isn't, to be honest. I'd say that this is, I don't know. I still haven't really listened to the rest of the album, so I can't say anything about the album itself. But I do like this side of Chicago. Like, on the Chicago meter, if this is the middle with horns and guitars in perfect harmony, this would be towards the horns not being the dominant one. It's in the middle of that. And I love my little Chicago meter. Yes, I do it every time. Because they do have like a all Terry side, and then like an all Walter and James and all them. But when they do balance it really well like this, they get gold, seriously. And this was a gold song. The Approaching Storm, A+. And that nice little ending was great too, which I think was Man versus Man, the end, or something like that. There you go. But I'd say my favorite definitely be the horns, but Terry's solo was sick too. And Danny, oh my god, dude. What a drummer, bro. And like to be able to keep up with all this. Like, good guy. You have to be a good drummer to keep up with Terry Kath and that whole horn section and Peter on the bass. I mean, yeah, Danny's no slouch, bro. He's one of the best. And him and Terry and these guys just working magic together. They really do. So I'll leave it at that. If you have any other tracks on this album you think I'd like, let me know down below in the pinned comment. I am open to do more, obviously. And thank you again to our patron, Maureen. That was great. See you later.